All right, so today we're breaking down a pretty wild new strategy that's been making the rounds: how to use AI to build a completely automated YouTube channel. The whole idea is that it can, in theory, generate ad revenue using nothing but trending topics and free tools. So let's get into exactly how it's supposed to work.
So this is the big question, right? Can you really build a channel that gets monetized without ever showing your face, using your own voice, or, actually being an expert on anything you talk about? That's the powerful and kind of controversial promise we are digging into today. Now, this whole method comes from a popular video that lays out a very specific formula. Our goal here is to just walk through that formula, step by step, so we can all understand the mechanics behind this content strategy. And just to be super clear, we aren't telling you to do this. We're simply explaining how it's being done. The entire game plan revolves around creating what the source calls a news YouTube channel. The strategy is all about jumping on the massive search volume for trending news, turning those stories into super simple videos, and, this is the most important part, uploading them at an absolutely insane volume. Okay, so first things first, you've got to find a story. The entire engine is fueled by what people are already searching for. And to do that, this method leans on a really powerful and, totally free tool: Google Trends. So here's the specific workflow. You go to Google Trends, click on Trending Now, and then, this is the real key, you change the filter from relevance to search volume. That little switch shows you what's getting the most raw traffic, not just what Google thinks is important. You just pick a topic from that list, find a news article about it, and copy the link. That URL is basically your raw material. Okay, once you have that article link, you move into the creation phase. And this is where the AI really takes over, powered by two free tools. This is where the whole automation part really kicks into gear. First up is ChatGPT. The prompt couldn't be more direct. Write an article using the information from this link, and then you just paste in the URL. The goal here isn't to create something original, it's just to have the AI rephrase the source article, creating a script that's technically unique for your video. So, you've got your script, but you need a voice. Instead of some paid, fancy tool, the source recommends using Microsoft's Clipchamp. It's a free video editor, but the magic part is that it has a surprisingly good text-to-speech engine built right in. This is how you get that voiceover without ever touching a microphone. The process here is super simple. You paste in the script, and the source makes a specific point to select the United States English voice to get a more professional sound. You give it a listen, hit save, and then here's the clever little workaround. Since it's a video editor, you export the whole thing as a low-res 480p video. You don't care about the black screen at all, you just want the audio that's baked into that file. All right, so we've got our AI-generated voiceover. Now we need the, video part of the video. This final step is all about grabbing some visuals and stitching everything together in another free editor. And where do you get those visuals? Well, the strategy is kind of like a digital scavenger hunt. First, you just download the images right from the news article you started with. Second, you search YouTube for some longer video clips about the topic. And third, you hop on TikTok to find what the source calls personalized clips. Things like reaction videos, which can make the final video feel a little more dynamic. The final assembly line is in CapCut, which is a super popular free editor. You bring everything in, drop in that file from Clipchamp, and immediately hit Extract Audio. That separates the voiceover, and you can just delete the black video track. Then, it's just a matter of layering your images and video clips on top of the audio. Now, the most crucial step. Make sure you mute the original audio on all those visual clips so only the AI voice is talking. Oh, and a neat little trick for using those vertical TikTok videos, just apply a canvas blur effect to fill in the empty space on the sides of the YouTube frame. So that's the assembly line. That's how you make the videos. But the million-dollar question is still hanging out there. How is this whole thing supposed to actually make any money? Well, that brings us to the business model. At its core, the model is all about creating a news channel where the creator is really just an assembler. You don't have to be a journalist, you don't need to be an expert. Your only job is to find what's trending and feed it into the AI production line as fast as you possibly can. Now, here's a really important detail that the source points out. On YouTube, if your video is over 8 minutes long, you can put more ads in it, which usually means more money. But these little news videos, they're short, like sometimes only 30 or 40 seconds long. So how do you make up for that? The answer, according to this method, is pure, unfiltered volume. The suggestion is to upload between 10 and 15 of these automated videos every single day. And that's the whole financial strategy in a nutshell.
You're not trying to make one perfect long video, you're playing a numbers game. The bet is that the combined views from a ton of shorts, trending videos will eventually add up and generate some real revenue, making up for the fact that each individual video doesn't earn very much.
So let's just run through that whole workflow one last time. You find a trend on Google Trends, you get ChatGPT to rewrite an article about it, you create an AI voice in Clipchamp, you grab visuals from all over the web, you edit it all together in CapCut, and then you just do it again and again and again for every big trending story that pops up. And really, this all leads to a much bigger conversation. This whole method sits at a crazy intersection of AI, big data, and content automation. It really makes you think about things like originality, copyright, and what the value of human creativity is going to be. So, is this just a clever hack, or is this a real glimpse